who dare to turn their visions into reality. They are the backbone of our economy, the small, medium, and big businesses that drive us forward. From the quaint corner stores on Broad Street to the local boutiques and small businesses in Balogun, medium-sized businesses fuel the engine of growth, providing job opportunities for countless individuals. These businesses form the lifeblood of our economy, working hand in hand to create a thriving ecosystem of commerce and prosperity. On Balogun Broad, we celebrate the resilience and ingenuity of small, medium, and big businesses. We don't just keep an eye on the stock exchange market, we're in touch with our local markets too. Join us every Wednesday, 5 to 6 p.m. on Hardback 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's still the nation's #1 talk, news and sports radio station. We're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itimi Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. This is Hard Facts. And because it's a Wednesday, welcome to Balogun and Broad. Today we're looking at the issue of budget padding. I've been so excited to have BudgIT in the studio to help us, like I said earlier on, with a fine comb, go through what they consider budget padding, because for years Nigerians have asked why our roads are still broken, why our schools are falling apart, and why hospitals lack basic supplies despite billions allocated every year. Today we confront part of the answer: budget padding. Well, BudgIT, a civic tech organization tracking public finance, has uncovered troubling irregularities in the 2025 budget. Just 6 days this evening, break down these findings and ask hard questions. Who is budget? Why? And how do we stop it? Well, joining me live via Zoom is a representative of BudgIT. He's going to be talking to us about their findings. His name is Andrew Orlando Oailkhena. I hope I got it right. He's a Stakeholder Manager at BudgIT. I apologize already if I have murdered your name. Thank you for joining us on the show, Andrew.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How is your name pronounced?
Anyway, you tried, but it's pronounced Oailkhena.
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 There's a KH.
Oh, the H is Oailkhena.
Yes. You can pronounce the OA as OI.
Oailkhena.
Hkena.
Oailkhena. All right. I'm not going to ever forget
Thank
it.
you very much.
Thank you very much, Andrew, for joining us. Let's go straight to it. Nigerians want to, yes, a few people must have seen headlines talking about the fact the budget has been padded. But then the bigger question is, what are the specifics? Where did the money go that you are able to say, yes, the budget was padded yet again?
Yes. Thank you very much. And thank you for the audience, and also for inviting me to your program. But let me actually set the record straight on this issue of budget padding. Budget Foundation did not use the word budget padding.
Okay.
What we use is budget insertion.
Okay.
There's a difference between budget padding and budget insertion.
Explain to us the difference. Yes.
Okay. From the definition of budget padding, you will see that it refers to a practice of intentionally inflating or exaggerating the budget by including higher than necessary costs, often to secure extra funds, create a financial buffer, or divert money from unauthorized purposes. You see, that's not what we are talking about. What we are talking, our concern is one, how those items got into the budget. Number two, the amount appropriated. And thirdly, the capacity of the agency to implement this project. Now, to understand all of this, let me first of all explain the budget process. Our viewers need to understand how the budget process works. the president by the constitution is empowered to formulate the budget. After formulating it, he sent it to the National Assembly. The National Assembly ought to carry out their oversight function. That oversight function also requires them to increase the budget or reduce the budget. Now, how do we measure reducing? Let me give an example. Okay, before the example, the ministries, agencies, and departments are supposed to go before the National Assembly to defend the budgets sent by the president. Now, a clear example is this. If, for example, the Minister of Environment says they want to use 400 billion naira to clean up a certain area in River State, it is the wisdom of the National Assembly to say, no, that money will not be enough. Let us increase it to 500 billion, or let us reduce it to 300 billion. So the National Assembly is empowered by the Constitution.
But should the Ministry of Information, okay, so you're saying the Ministry of Environment now wanting to do it clean. Environment. Okay, because I thought I heard
example, I'm giving an example.
Okay,
yeah,
yes.
Example.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm just trying to tell you how they have the power to increase the budget or reduce the budget.
Okay.
It's the Ministry of Information. It can be any ministry. It can be any department. It can be any agency. So long as the National Assembly is constitutionally empowered to do so, they have the power to either increase the budget or reduce the budget based on what they think that money is meant for, whether it's enough or not. So there's no disputing the fact that they are doing their constitutional role. Now, what we find, what is now different in all of this is some level of, there are insertions in the budget after it has been passed by the National Assembly and signed by the president. We discover insertions of projects, some line items in the budget. Now, this, okay, do you want to ask a question?
Yeah, because I'm looking at your post here on X, and it says, here's how 11,122 projects worth 6.93 trillion naira inserted by National Assembly in the 2025 budget were distributed. And then you listed 238 projects that exceed 5 billion, totaling 3.9 trillion. 984 projects between 1 and 5 billion, totaling 1.71 trillion. 1,119 projects fall between 500 million and 1 billion, totaling 641.38 billion. 5,818 projects are between 100 million and 500 million, totaling 1.15 trillion. 1,493 projects ranging from 50 million naira to 100 million, totaling 86.33 billion. Again, 1,420,000 projects are between 10 million and 50 million, totaling 37 billion. And finally, 50 projects are under 10 million, totaling 339.13 trillion. To the average Nigerian, break it down for us. Help us understand why these insertions were made. Like you have already said, that these insertions were not made before the passage. These insertions you discovered after the passage and the signing of this budget into law by Mr. President. Let me start by asking, is this legal or illegal?
Now, it won't be a straight response because it's not as easy as you think. But let me just tell you that the Constitution empowers them to, as I said before, to either reduce or increase the budgets. It's a constitutional duty. But the Constitution did not say that they have to that they have the power to insert other projects. And that's our challenge. You know, they inserted other projects which ordinarily we were hoping that the executive should have approached the legislative arm to actually discuss some of this insertion, but they haven't done that. You know, so our challenge is that while they are empowered to reduce or increase the budget, the Constitution did not say or the constitution did not empower them to insert any line item in the budget.
So again, that means what they did was a tad bit illegal, wrong?
Yeah, well, if you say illegal, you will not be wrong. But again, we have to also be mindful of the fact that the project inserted in the budget are also for the citizens in their various communities.
Mm-hmm.
I give you an example. Looking at the figures here, you will see that the insertion, House of Reps has 3,573 insertion,
Mm-hmm.
while the Senate has 1,972 insertion in the budget.
Mm-hmm.
These insertions are meant for communities where these members come from.
But
the insertions meant
so
for the communities where they come from.
should it be the place of, I'm just asking as if I were, someone who knows nothing about budgeting, should it be the place of a lawmaker to say, I want so and so project to be done in my constituency, please insert it?
Good. Now this is not the first time this is happening. It has been happening over the years. Now, as part of our recommendation in our reports, we said perhaps it is high time the Attorney General of the Federation should approach the Supreme Court for a proper interpretation. Then secondly, we also recommended that perhaps the executive, which is the president, should also have a tete-a-tete to also liaise with the National Assembly. Liaise with them even before they carry out the oversight function, mm-hmm. so that they will know what is given to them, to put in the budget and what shouldn't be, so that we will not be having 11,122 projects decided in the budget amounting to 6.93 trillion. So those are some of our recommendations. Perhaps when this is done, there will be clarity about what the National Assembly can do, what should do, or what it shouldn't do.
So you're telling me that BudgIT has petitioned the Attorney General already, or are you thinking about petitioning the Attorney General? Because I'm thinking to myself, if we're talking about this and you're reporting this every now and again, because you said this is not the first time that this has happened, there's several other times that these insertions continue to happen, and the Attorney General might be able to give us an opening where we can clearly state what must be done and what must not be done. Have you done it? Have you written a petition? Who are the people that you have asked to participate in that suit? Do you need people to join you in that suit? Is that why you're having this conversation with me, so that more and more people are aware and join you in the suit as BudgIT?
Thank you very much. Just as I said earlier, we have not instituted any lawsuits. It's part of our recommendation to governments. We brought out the reports.
Have you written a petition to the Attorney General? Is there a petition to the Attorney General?
No. That's not why the report was brought out. It wasn't brought out to petition the Attorney General. The report was brought out so that government will be aware. And we actually went a step further. We didn't behave like people who like criticism without profiling solutions to issues. We actually brought up this issue and we went a step further by also profiling solutions, which is what I call recommendation to government. I will keep talking to government about it. There's need for dialogue. There's need for the executive to have a one-on-one with the legislative arm, to actually sort this issue out.
Andrew, I've got so many questions. Unfortunately, we have to go on a quick break. When we come back, I want to harp on why you brought out this report. I'll take it from there. Stay with us, Lagos. We're still talking with BudgIT and, of course, what they call budget insertion. Some of us call it budget padding. Why is it still happening? What must be done? We'll be right back after these messages.
This is your number one station.
99.3.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back. Success is like a big mansion. You only see the magnificent edifice,
not the strong foundation that holds it. Likewise, in the world of e-payments, you only see things done and fund rented at this financial technology solution. Well, you knew it as Value Card, now Unified Payments, Nigeria's premier financial technology service provider. Yes, it starts here. Find out more at www.up-ng.com.
Unified Payments, unifying businesses for people.
Now so I did on my own. Now a message enter my phone. Fiam. I can't click Fiam. Now so my money for account go. Fiam. Hey. If to say na Airtel you they use, them for first alert you before you click Airtel they identify spammers. Then alert them customers with AI powered service to make sure say you know for Mugu for Wuruwuru scam messages. No charges, no subscription needed. Me self they go join Airtel. Fiam.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
If the world was ending.
It is an incontrovertible fact that the future of power is solar. It is becoming increasingly clear that solar is the way to go if reliable, clean, and uninterrupted power is our goal. Our homes need power. Our offices need power. Our public buildings need power. Our lives and activities need power. And of course, I mean reliable power. Now, at the Solar World Electric Technology Limited, we have cut our teeth as professionals in the business of solar and renewable energy, ranging from inverters, lithium-ion batteries, solar panels, solar water heating systems, solar street lights, etc. You can visit our regional head office at the 26 Ima Abimbola Code off Fola Oshibo, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos, or our website on www.electric.com, or you can call us on 06-331-5492. Solar World Electric Technology Limited. We are redefining the limits.
Hello, Mrs. Martins.
Oh, Mrs. Johnson, how may I help you?
Junior's body temperature is high and he's complaining about headaches and body aches.
Not to worry. Get Bruston and suspension.
Okay, ma. I'll call you back.
Bruston and Suspension for Children is a sweet tasting brand of ibuprofen which provides relief against toothache, pains, and fever in children after 30 minutes.
Hello, ma. Oh, Junior, stop that.
Isn't okay, Mrs. Johnson?
Yes, ma. Junior is fine now. In fact, Junior, sorry, ma. I'll call.
Brustin and Suspension for Children. Always take the product after meal. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult your doctor. A quality product from Rambaxay.
Is that Alfie playing football in the rain?
It's Toby Chio.
My goodness. When did he grow up?
That's it with kids, though. It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
This Eid, now we'll go enjoy.
Now people will waka enter Grand Square.
From June 2nd, go 7 Square, the Roberts, as we go sweet your belly. Now the Grand Eid Bonanza, discounts full ground like Suya for Ilea.
Special discounts full of household and many more. Better enjoyment they involved though.
Season with sweet savings and up to 60% off.
So make you carry the whole grab it.
Grand Square Eid Bonanza, Ilea just got better.
Discounts everywhere. Come shop with no wahala.
From June 2nd to the 7th, you know where to be.
It's Grand Square. Come and shop with glee.
Hey there, mums and dads. Did you know that some children are picky eaters and also do not get enough fruits and vegetables from their diet? WellKid Baby and Infant Syrup is a food supplement from Vitabiotics that contains 14 vitamins and minerals, including vitamin C and zinc, as well as flaxseed oil, which supports brain development and all-round health. WellKid Baby and Infant Tasty Syrup is for children 3 months to 5 years of age. Give your young ones a good start with WellKid Baby and Infant from Vitabiotics UK. Available in pharmacies near you.
All right,
right, class. Settle down. Today, let's talk about how you started your day.
We got dressed and had pancakes with John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate for breakfast.
My mom makes John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate for us too.
My mom calls it instant goodness. My sister and I always put it inside our pap. Yummy!
John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate drink made of rich cocoa, milk, and sugar. Available nationwide in stores. John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate. Enjoy instant goodness.
Mommy! You want to watch YouTube?
Not my phone again. Every time YouTube.
Mommy, you want to watch YouTube?
You want to watch YouTube? Not with my phone. Go and watch TV.
But there's no YouTube on our TV.
That's before. With the new Airtel Smart Router, for just 25,000 naira, you can watch YouTube and more on any TV. Even our own TV.
Really? Yay! Thank you, Mommy.
Oh, you're welcome.
Turn any TV into a smart TV with the Airtel Smart Router and watch Nollywood movies, football, and lots more on YouTube with unlimited data for 30 days. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Success is like an aeroplane. You only see the graceful flight high up in the sky, but not the roaring, powerful engines propelling it. Likewise, in the world of e-payments, you only see transactions done, funds remitted. But who pioneered these financial technology solutions? Well, you knew it as Value Card, now Unified Payments, Nigeria's premier financial technology service provider. Yes, it starts here. Find out more at www.up-ng.com. Unified Payments. Unifying businesses for people.
Not like free. Your number one station talk. Let's talk.
Millions of listeners trust us on hand, whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories. You know we're credible and active.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 3 Nigeria Info.
It's still Balogun and Broad, and we're trying to make sense of the budget in sessions. The most recent of 6 days ago, when the new insertions in the budget after it had been signed and approved by Mr. President. And budget is saying that the reason why they're bringing out this report is just so that government can be aware. And my guest is Andrew Oailkhena. And before we went on that break, Andrew, you were trying to say that you're not just criticizing, you have solutions to the problem. But let me go back to when you said you are only trying to get government aware. Do you think the government, the executive, is unaware of these insertions in the budget?
Yeah. Thank you very much. And again, you did well by actually using the word budget itself, not budget party, as the report was to budget election. If you know what budget does, in budgets, we use technology to improve citizens' engagement with government budget and public spending, aiming to promote transparency and accountability.
Okay.
Now, we carry out our own civic duty to citizens and government as an organization. And we will keep saying that there's also need for citizens to also follow up with this project. These projects in the budget, they are not cited in the sky. They are not going to be implemented in the sky as well. They will be implemented so it's that citizens all follow with projects. They are already follow up and perhaps this item can contribute to development as well.
Okay. You haven't answered my question. When you say that your report is not to criticize, but to bring to the awareness of government, and in this case, I'm thinking that what you mean by government is the executive. So I'm asking, do you think that the executive is unaware of the hanky-panky, permit me to use that word, that's going on the floor of the National Assembly?
Now, not the way I told you just now. I mentioned to you what budget does.
Yes.
You know, and that was why we came up with our reports. And there was also a recommendation to that report. You see, some organizations, even government agencies, will bring, in fact, will criticize government without a recommendation. Now, BudgIT went a step further, not just criticizing. We brought up a recommendation as well for government to look into. You see, this is a continuous process. We will keep talking. I also urge citizens to also lend their voice to this issue. It will not end in one day, but when we keep quiet, then things will continue to fester, the way we don't want it. But when we keep, speaking up, perhaps it will get to a time where the executive will sit down with the legislative arm, just the way first recommended, sit down with the leadership of the National Assembly to discuss what they should get and put in the budgets.
Let's talk
avoid 11,122 insertions in the budget.
Lovely. I don't want to go into the numbers. I want to talk solutions. I like to, because I know this conversation has been had over and over again from different angles. I want to talk solutions. What reforms are necessary within the legislature, the executive, and because it's going to be a tripartite situation, the executive, the judiciary, the legislature, and let's just add a little civil society. What reforms are necessary to enhance budget integrity? Because you said you made recommendations, and these recommendations are so that government can take heed. And you also mentioned something about the Attorney General. What are some of the mechanisms? Well, let's start with the recommendations that you made that can help. I know that budgets, you have something called tracker where people follow the money. That's lovely. But not everybody it's not every Nigerian that's tech savvy, but there are a lot of Nigerians who are interested in knowing, what their monies are being used for. What are some of the technical or maybe simple mechanisms that can help?
Thank you very much. See, in budgets, we have like that. The data in government are data from government. What we do is to help citizens simplify that information so that citizens can be aware of where the money is going into. Now, unfortunately, whether citizens make use of the websites, it's another discussion for another day. But we have made it so simple. It's so simplified that we expect citizens to make use of that website, govspend.ng, make use of the websites. And then we also have tracker where we track government projects for anybody that collects a kobo from the public account. That person is meant to account for such money. And that's why tracker was set up to follow up with these projects to make sure that they are not only done, but seen to be done and properly done as well. Now regarding the recommendation, apart from that of the executive having a conversation with the legislative arm, we also recommended that the Attorney General of the Federation should also approach the Supreme Court, to get a proper clarification regarding what the law says, regarding that. And then another one is, we also recommended that government should incorporate citizens and civil society organizations. When citizens and citizens are involved, perhaps there will be more transparency in what in the passage of the budget.
Okay. So you're saying that, of course, we all have a role to play. If we don't know what the figures are, we're not following, we can't even tell where the problem is. All right, then that's a good thing to consider. You obviously are a representative of civil society. How can other civil society, and the general public contribute to identifying this? Now, you've talked about tracker. I love tracker. So I'm able to tell what my local chairman will be spending now that we have local government autonomy, what my state governor will be spending. And if he's been able to actually execute half, if not 100% of the budget. Let's talk about more tools that you have on the BudgIT platform that can get more public engagement. Because you said something about being a conversation for another day, that if there are many people who engage you. Are you saying from your assessment that Nigerians are not as interested in logging onto those platforms and answering questions. What you're assuming, or
thank you very much. You see, I think this is something that we need to, keep talking about, because you talk about other CSOs. Every CSOs have their own tools. Mm-hmm. They used to do, they used to carry out their own mandates.
Yeah.
Every CSOs have their own mandates. BudgIT has this, and we've created tools to help support that. Now, the challenges will always abound. Not like there are not enough tools for citizens to make use of, to hold government to accountable. Most times, sorry to say, but people don't assess these tools.
Why do you think they don't assess this? I have access to it. I want to ask, because I told you earlier on that not everybody is tech savvy. There are people who will obviously have phones, but then don't know how to maneuver and get to Tracker and understand what's on Tracker. So what are the other ways that the average Nigerian who's interested can be reeled in? Because tech is beautiful, but we're all not tech savvy.
Okay, thank you very much. Again, you mentioned everybody has phones. Most times when we have phones, we use it for things that, in fact, I don't even know what to say. I think you ask, please, I know you know what I'm talking about. Most times people have phones and they use phones for things that does not affect them in any way. And I also think that with the way we've simplified this data, it takes nothing. It takes just less than 2 minutes for you to access this website. Just see what BudgIT is doing, and just try and be more inquisitive as regarding what your representatives are doing, what government is doing, because government activities affect all of us. It affects all of us. It affects our daily lives. So we cannot afford to be nonchalant. We should rise up, to the occasion, to try and be more involved, in what government does. I think when people are involved, then you will see that even government themselves will sit uptight, But unfortunately, most citizens are not ready, to want to even access some of these tools. I think, again, as a media person, I think you should also do your part, in amplifying these things.
That's why you're here. That's why I brought you here.
Yeah. Anyway, fine, because people at the rural areas, of course, also hear you too. So when you amplify it, then of course they will also follow suit, because, as I said, all hands must be on deck. Citizens ought to be involved. They ought to be involved so that the government, can also sit up tight as well.
Well, Lagos, we're talking about budget insertions right after the budget had been approved and signed by Mr. President, and BudgIT is saying 1,000+ new insertions were found. How do we enhance the voice of civic society? How do we keep our people, especially our legislators, accountable side by side, the executive? Join the conversation 0201277093. My guest is Andrew Oailkhena, and he is of BudgIT. 0201-465-7190 for the ladies. You can join us. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info FM. Would like to hear from you. You got questions? Is my guest's explanation good enough? If it doesn't sit well with you, feel free to ask more questions. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good evening, Maryann. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Jonathan is on it.
Go ahead.
But I will just have to praise the effort of the body and the gentleman in front of you there. But I want to say this. If we have 1 million civil society in this country, and they keep on doing all this tracker and checking all these things, what will it lead to? I stand to be corrected, it won't lead to anything. The standard is this. All these people in that house, they are supposed to be representing all of us out here. And if we have any differences with any budget, any executive summit, we are supposed to speak to them. But unfortunately, they don't consult us for nada. Nothing. They just take decision on their own. So what I would just say is this. The only power that the people have Because I hear him telling the people. There is nothing the people will do. There is only one powerhouse. Get your voters card, come out and march, and choose leaders. That's all we have.
Well, after you vote, you still need to make sure that you keep them accountable, don't you?
How do we, Maryann? How?
That's what we're talking about.
It is your presence here. People have gone to protest. They arrested them. I don't even what I know.
And so we all give up 200+ million. We just give up because some people were arrested.
Maryann, that is our reality.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Interesting. So one little bit, we cry, and then we're not doing it again. Hello.
Hi, Maryann.
Yes.
Good evening to you and your guest once again.
Good evening.
Holding our leaders accountable has been the bone of contention. Sadly, we are not seeing it manifest. So the media is doing its bit. The people are doing their bit. BudgIT has done their bit. But the question is it the same people we want to hold accountable that are the helm of affairs? Who will bail the cat? You are calling somebody that has stolen the fish or padded the budget to come and hold them. They will never hold themselves accountable. They are the ones, the law, the judge, and the jury. They are the one at the helm of affairs. And so even if we come out to vote, it is also us standing by those votes. If they want to grab it and snatch it, we do everything together. Else, we go nowhere, Maryann. The same people we are telling to come and be held accountable, they are the same ones stealing the fish and the meat in the pot of soup. So where do we go from here? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, Peter Monse is my name from Shomolu.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Maryann, I want to say that there is this body that always take the government to court. I have forgotten their name now.
Serap.
God bless you, Serap. And at the end of the day, up to today, no government official had been found, held accountable. And I was hearing you talking to this man, and he was telling us about what we should do. Like every other person has said, Maryann, I believe that when that provision was made in the Constitution, provision for budget insertion, I think APC government was not considered.
Oh, Peter, I'm so sorry. The line cut you off there. Apologies. Try calling us back if you can. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, actually, good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good evening, Jerry. This goes slow. Don't confuse me. Thank you. Our budget man, good evening. I want to thank Nigerian for the media, just to let us know what is happening. Even the Ministry of Agriculture, that they added money or incite money, they don't know. I hear him say, Attorney General should go to Supreme Court. Court say, give local government their money direct. Did they obey it? These people that don't obey rule of law. I thought their own is to make law. They go incite a contract, project. They will execute. Serap don't sue them 500 billion from NMPC. Did you hear anything? What do we do? Like Jonathan said, we vote and we will defend if our vote can count. Then all this nonsense will stop.
Okay.
We all are in for it, though. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. 0201-277-0993. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Maryann. Good evening.
Good evening.
I just want to ask. Yeah, I just want. Monica from Festac. I just want to ask your guest. Is it that since that provisional constitution doesn't actually say that they empower the members of National Assembly to put in something, but they are putting it because nobody can control them. There's no ombudsman to control it. Is it possible for BudgIT to go to court and say, interpret this for us? Because this provision says, instead of guiding the federal government, that they can put it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Maduka, for calling. Yes, go ahead. Respond to him, please.
Yes. Now, from the question that the last caller asked, you see, it's a two-edged or it's a double-edged sword. These issues right now. If the Constitution provides that the executive formulates the budget and sent to the National Assembly has oversight function to scrutinize the budget, to either increase or add, but not to insert. Now, when they insert and it's returned and is sent back to the executive to sign, to make it law, and an executive did not sign and send back to the House, again, citizens will still complain regarding the delay in the passage of budgets. You see, most times it's not as easy as we look at the scenes, because when they reject the budget, it goes back to the National Assembly. We are eating time. Before they now choose to justice from it and send back to the executive again, this takes time. So that's why our recommendation says that there's need for the executive to sit down with the legislative arm. Sit down with them. They should discuss. When they have a mutual agreement on some of these issues, then I don't think we'll have any problem at all. Then someone talked about the National Assembly. You see, unfortunately, they are the ones saddled with that responsibility, because the Constitution envisage that members of the National Assembly cut across every local government in this country. They cut across every local government in this country. So they are the ones saddled with that responsibility, because they are supposed to represent the people. Now, what they should have now done, perhaps, is to also go back to their people to say, this, that, what should we do? But that is not being done. Maybe because of our own kind of democracy anyway. But I think that is what should be done. For example, when the state of emergency was declared, it's advisable that the members of the House should have consulted their constituency to know their position on this matter. Because when you vote, you are representing your constituency. When you vote for or against, it is assumed that is the position of your constituency. Because you are not there in your own capacity. You are there representing your constituency. So whatever actions you take, represent that of your constituency.
Okay. All right.
That's why citizens ought to be involved. You see, we cannot give up now. Because even if you vote out a government, you will still vote in that government. The cycle still continues. So we must keep talking until when we see the desired change that we aim for.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Let me see if I can take one quick call. We're almost out of time. Let's see. Hello.
Maryann.
Yes, you have 30 seconds because we're almost out of time.
Now that we have found an insertion of about 30% of the budget, that means about 7 million out of 54 million. Can it be reversed? What will happen to the SS? What has the agricultural department have to do with street light? Can we delete that one, and who will delete it? Where will the money go? Will they chop it like that? Or please, can you just explain to us?
All right. Unfortunately, we're out of time. He might not be able to explain to us, but we will bring him back soon to have this conversation with us. Andrew Oailkhena is with BudgIT, and we've been talking about the insertions and what we must do as citizens and what we must do to partner with civil society to rid ourselves of these insertions. Andrew, thank you so much for coming on the show, but that's all the time we have. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, Lagos, that's the show. My name is Maryann Okon. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful evening.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Success is like
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.